I think...
You mean as far as what stuff?
Any of the recent albums. I mean, like, there's...
Any of the recent stuff?
Well, yeah, I mean, just thinking of, like, Recovery, I mean, there were a few tracks that I said, oh, you know, there's one, Fire, that track I thought was interesting, but I don't think if you only heard Fire, you would, or at least I wouldn't say that the Eminem history is necessarily worth really investigating. You know, I mean, you got in contact, you know, or at least put out that letter, you know, regarding the Beautiful video, and then that, what was it, the letter to Detroit, love letter to Detroit? I mean, I remember, you know, reading.
Well, I responded to that, yeah.
Yeah, and that's that whole everything you wrote is being shared. People are posting that on forums, and you know, fans are sharing that and talking about it. And you might have been involved in a few cases, you know, responding to people, but you know, there's a lot of talk about what's going on, or what the history might have been, or, you know, where things are between you and Marshall now. And I know it's something we've talked about, but
yeah.
I mean, the fact that it's a conversation people are having.
There's some questions, and there's some things that I'd like to share with you. And there's some questions I'd like to ask you too.
Sure.
But I want to, you know, I mean, it's been a while since we talked, so I want it to be, you know, and I'm glad that we're talking, so I wanted to be open to, you know, hearing what questions that you had for me and what you wanted to talk about also. So.
Well, I mean, it was mainly just to get a sense of, you know, where things are for you now. You know, since I don't know if you're still active on Twitter, and I know Santiago Jubilee's been quiet for a long time.
No, I'm not. I'm not active on Twitter or Facebook really right now. I mean, I post things on Facebook once in a while, you know, but I'm trying to. I feel like the last couple of years has been a great learning experience for me. Just the whole process of, you know, engaging so intensively in online activity, and you know, I really I'm trying to take what I've learned from that experience and create something that has a little more backbone to it before I re-enter into that realm fully again.
You mean going online and being a little more public and that sort of thing?
Right. So yeah, I mean, that's basically where I'm at.
Okay. Yeah, because I mean, I'm just saying, it's like that being true. You know, if you say it's the case, you know, while you're not active, you know, as a participant in this stuff, there are, you know, these conversations going on, and
gossip.
Well, I mean, it's not really gossip. I mean, it's the thing about the internet is it allows people an immediate means of expressing an opinion, whether it's a good opinion, whether it's a justified opinion, whether it's a, you know, ridiculous, uninformed opinion. It allows everyone an even playing field. You know, it gives everyone an opportunity to put something forth. And, right. You know, unfortunately...
Sometimes, I mean, but you know this being an artist. I mean, you know that, or just trying to do any productive work, you know that sometimes, you know, it requires, I mean, in order to make something, you have to make time for it, you know, so
sure.
It requires you putting that time into it, just like, you know, artists have to say, okay, well, it's time for the next album, and they, you know, they kind of disappear from the public for a little while, a little bit more, so then, you know, than they are when they're, you know, touring or promoting the record, you know. It's kind of like that's where I'm at with things, you know. It's like I'm just a season of trying to piece everything together and you know, bring forth some fruit from the experience.
When we talked last, you know, or around that time, you had said that you did get in contact with Marshall. You know, I don't know if it was related to the stuff you'd posted or shared, but I mean, what was your sense of, like, the tone of things at that point? I mean, what do you think his feelings are like right now? I mean, if you could say that you have a sense of what's going on between the two of you, because I mean, it's almost like it's like you have said before that it's like if the non-communication is kind of a communication. It's like what do you think is happening, or what are your thoughts?
Okay, well, I'll answer that question. Before I answer that question, can I ask you, do you believe in God?